Welcome to Orbit at a Tilt. My name is Adam. You might know me as Adam Tilted. And this is the fun and easy way to learn about astronomy. Tonight we're going to be talking about Saturn. And to help me with that is my friend Morgan Harrell. So I'm going to bring Morgan on here in just a second. Hi, Morgan.
Hi.
How are you?
I am good. How are
I'm good.
you?
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for
Could
asking
you
me.
tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Morgan Harrell, and I live in the north, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, so far, far away from you, Adam. And I coach wellness and weight management, and I love social media. And Adam offered to teach me about astronomy, which I know nothing about.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, Morgan and I met on Snapchat, and
Yeah.
I have to say, Morgan has one of the sweetest hearts of just about anyone I've ever met. One of the reasons why I wanted you on the show, Morgan, is because you have such a sweet and generous heart. Give, give, give. I love it. That's what we need more of. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I remember when I met you, I was just like, who is this guy?
Oh yeah, I try to cut right to it.
So
Otherwise, we're wasting time, right?
love
Okay,
it.
so let's talk about Saturn. And I want everyone to remember to stick around for the trivia contest at the end. Even if you're watching the replay, you still have a chance to win. So I'm excited about the trivia contest. It's the first time we're doing this on Orbit at a Tilt. New thing for season 2. Morgan, I'm so excited. Oh,
Excited because I get to answer
yeah,
the
I
question.
know, right? Okay, so if you don't mind sharing this out, I would really appreciate it. We want to get this spread far and wide because my mission is to make science accessible for everyone. And I know some of us didn't have maybe the best science education. And a lot of people think science is hard and confusing, but it's not. And so astronomy, we're going to learn about that. And tonight we're going to do that with Saturn. So I'm going to share my screen with you here just a second. And we're going to take a look at Saturn. All right. Now, we can see Saturn has a whole bunch of moons, right? We can't even see all of them in this image right here. Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system, and it's also the least dense. In fact, it is so not dense, if that's even a way to describe it, that if you had a big enough container of water, Saturn would float. It's less dense than water.
Oh,
So it's mostly hydrogen and helium, and it's huge. It's the second largest planet, but it's not compressed as much. And it's not compressed very much relative to any other planet. So that's very interesting, and we don't know why.
so is it like a big ball of gas, or is there
Now,
actual a
we,
surface
you
to
know,
it?
we haven't actually seen what's in the bottom, but we believe gas giants have a solid core of some kind, but very small, and it's mostly gas. In fact, Saturn and Jupiter are mostly hydrogen and helium, just like the sun. So if they had been bigger and gotten more hydrogen and helium, they would have turned into a star. So yeah, this is what happens when hydrogen and helium don't get enough together, and they just kind of they're a gas giant planet. Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
So Saturn is far out. Let's go. I want to take a look at the whole solar system here. Saturn is, now this is not obviously relative size and distances, okay? This is just so we can
Right.
see the positions. But Saturn is 10 times further away from the sun than we are.
Whoa.
All right?
So it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. And the light from there is not very strong. So until the invention of the telescope, Saturn was the furthest known planet. So until this telescope was invented, people thought that Saturn's where it stopped. Interesting.
Oh, that is really interesting. How many moons does it have?
That's a difficult question to answer because the rings are actually made of particles, and some of them are small, and some of them are big. Like some of them are as big as mountains. So there's the question,
Okay.
like, where do you draw the line? Is it a big ring particle or is it a moon? So they depending on who you ask, there's about 150 moons. Saturn
That's
is a
crazy.
mess of moons. And it has that beautiful ring system. So
Yeah.
something dramatic happened at Saturn at some point to cause all that. So,
Basically like space junk, like just finding
what
orbit.
it could be that, or it could be things that were in orbit around Saturn that collided with each other. It could be things that it captured as they were streaming by. There's a lot of ways that could go. So it's a big mystery, and we need to study these planets more. In fact, we just had a spacecraft, the Cassini spacecraft, just finished its mission around Saturn. It was there for 13 years, and they intentionally dove it into the atmosphere of Saturn to burn it up so that it wouldn't contaminate any of the moons of Saturn.
Okay.
Because
Kind of cool.
Saturn has some weird moons. Let me share this back with you. Hold on. Saturn has moons that may support life, which is very interesting. One of them is Enceladus. And Enceladus has an ocean underneath solid ice. And it also has jets that come out like geysers or ice volcanoes that we've seen. So a lot of people are interested in sending a spacecraft to fly through those geysers and see what's in that water, because it's water coming out of there. So yeah,
That's pretty cool because I know that that is typically what's most important when
yeah.
sustaining
Well,
life.
so far everywhere on Earth that we have found water, we have found life. And we're starting to
Right.
find that life is, I mean, water is actually much more common than we thought it was. So that brings up some interesting questions about, could life exist somewhere in our own solar system and we're just not looking in the right place. So yeah, interesting. Saturn has a couple of moons. Titan is another one. Titan is the biggest moon of Saturn, and it is the only other place in the solar system that we have found that has a weather cycle. So, but instead of water like on
Oh,
Earth, it's methane. It's
yeah.
liquid methane on Titan. So it rains liquid methane. It forms rivers and streams and lakes. The methane
Sounds
evaporates.
dangerous.
Yeah. But interesting because it's possible that maybe there's some sort of life that could evolve in that. I mean, I want to know what's under those lakes on Titan. right?
That would be kind of
Yeah,
cool. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. Like,
Okay, so I want to take a second real quick just to thank my Patreon sponsors. You guys rock. This month you paid for access to remote telescopes in Chile and the Canary Islands, and I'm going to be sharing those images with you soon. I've been trying to run a mission the last couple of days, and it's been um, rained out. So I'm hoping that the ones that I have scheduled for tonight will run. And those will go up on Patreon, patreon.com/AdamTilted. I'll put that in the comments if you would like to be a sponsor. That would be very much appreciated. If you would just like to be a one-time gift, then you can also send me stuff to my PayPal. And my PayPal is easy to remember. It's paypal.me/AdamTilted. Now notice it's .me, not .com. If you go to paypal.com, it's going to want my email address or blah, 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 blah. This is a shortcut, .me. So paypal.me, Adam Tilted, if you want to make a one-time contribution. Every little bit helps. It does cost money to access the software and all this stuff. So much appreciated. All right, now back to Saturn. A couple of other interesting things. Saturn is not a sphere. It spins so fast that it's squished.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
Isn't that crazy?
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It is and it orbits at a tilt. Like me. It orbits at a tilt. So the rings, sometimes we can see those rings um like facing us. If Saturn is sometimes they're edge on and we can't see them. But then sometimes they tilt
Right,
towards
right.
us, sometimes they tilt away from us. And so it's interesting. If you have a backyard telescope or even a decent set of binoculars, you can see Saturn right now, tonight, just after sunset.
Oh, really?
Okay, look in the southwest, probably up to an hour after sunset. It will be, if you kind of draw a diagonal line to where the sun sets up to the moon, then there will
Okay.
be a brightish yellow uh, speck of light. That's Saturn.
Or,
Yeah, that's
oh,
Saturn. So take a look for it, and if you have a backyard telescope, like I said, or even a decent pair of binoculars, you can probably resolve the rings, which is cool. If you haven't seen Saturn's rings with your own eyeballs and you have the chance, take it. It is really something. I mean, we've all seen the pictures. We've all seen, the images,
yeah,
but to see it with your own eyes, it's something incredible because it makes you realize that when Galileo first looked at that, was like, what? What is that? What is
yeah.
that? Does that have ears? Like, what is that? you know? Yeah,
That's
the
pretty cool.
telescopes.
What time is this the best time of year to see
It
it?
depends. Right now is a good time. The rings are facing towards us right now as well, so you can get a good look at the rings. Um,
I need to get a
yeah,
telescope.
you can get a pretty decent one for not much on Amazon.
Yeah.
You don't need a really fancy one. Up to 30 times magnification. You can resolve the rings, and that will also you can also look at Jupiter. That's a fun target too, and you can see the bands. Depending on the quality of the air and the darkness of the skies that you have, you may be able to see the red spot. And you can definitely see the four Galilean moons around Jupiter, which is fun too. Because if you watch them day after day, they change positions, and that's fun to
That's kind of cool.
that's fun to
I
watch.
didn't know Jupiter had moons.
Jupiter has a ton of moons, and they're fun. That's one of the things that I want to do when I get enough sponsors. I want to upgrade my access to these telescopes so that I can take day after day after day images and make an animation
Yeah.
that shows,
Oh, that would
Jupiter
be
and
cool.
the moons. Um, I did that a couple years ago with Uranus, and you could see Triton. No, I forget the name of Uranus's big moon, but you could see it. You could see it moving around, and it was cool. I mean, to think that it's so far away. That's so far. It's so
Yeah.
far away. So
It's amazing what we can see in a clear night
it
sky,
is.
even without any help.
Yeah. Okay, so trivia contest. You ready, Morgan?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So while Morgan gets ready, let me tell you about how the trivia contest is going to work. I do not want you to answer in the comments. Don't answer in the comments.
That's a
No
spoiler.
spoilers. No spoilers.
No
No.
spoiler alert.
So the way you enter is you're going to send a message to Orbit at a Tilt. So on this Facebook page, up at the top, you can send me a message. Send me a message with your guess, and you have until showtime next week to enter. And at that time, I will pick a winner at random.
I don't even know the answer. You
I
didn't tell me the answer.
No, I didn't. So you can enter to win if you like. Okay.
I might do that.
And if you share this video, you get a double entry. If you get the answer right and you share this video, then you'll get you'll get 2 entries into the random poll of all the right answers. That makes sense?
Well,
Okay,
I shared
great.
it, so.
All right. So, what's the question, Morgan?
All right. The question is, which comet's debris is the cause of the recent Orionid meteor shower?
Okay.
Which comet's debris is the cause of the recent Orionid meteor shower?
So if you know the answer to that question, send me a message and you will be in the running for a prize, which I can't tell you what that is yet because I don't know what it is yet. I mean, I know what it might be. I just don't know which one it will be because they haven't gotten here yet. So, yeah. So sorry about that delay. I thought they would be here already, but I want to see them before I decide which one to give you. So I want to give you a crap prize. Thanks again for watching. Thank you, Morgan, so much for being on the show. It was fun. It was really nice to interact with you this way.
Yeah, I know. Normally it's like in 10-second snapshots.
Exactly. If you out there watching have any questions about Saturn or its moons or the Cassini mission, or if you have suggestions for a future topic, please leave them in the comments. And until then, don't forget to look up. Bye-bye.